You know, it's funny. I had a conversation today. I just want to talk about the news. And I figure this may be a little bit controversial for people. I have a challenge. I have a challenge for people to not watch the negative news, not world news tonight, not the typical evening news, to not watch it for 30 days. And, and to tap more than that, the time that you'd spend, the half hour that you'd spend watching the news and catching up on world events, that's not catching up on world events. There's not anything that you can do about it. The reality is that people are doing suicide stuff where they kill other people. They're such cowards that they're taking other people with them. They're blowing themselves up. They're downing planes. They're doing all of these different things. They're killing innocent children. They're doing these horrific things. That is a reality. Okay, got it. Done. I cannot stop that. And so what I can do is I can take care of me. I can take care of my energy field. I can empower myself. I can empower myself to make such a difference that it spreads out into the world, and those people who feel so hopeless that they have to hurt other people at that level, I get such positive energy out there that ripples out into other people, that ripples out into other people, and these concentric waves of making a difference, that eventually those fringed people, those frienders who are feeling so desperate that they have to kill others, just might get affected. I might wind up being their 69th monkey in the 100th monkey sequence, so that they wind up not doing this damage. It is devastating. I feel helpless and I feel hopeless. And that's exactly what every single news program wants me to feel. They want me to feel helpless. They want me to feel hopeless. They want me to be addicted to it. And then they want me to come back for more the next night. And then they frame it in this languaging of, oh, well, you're just keeping up on world events. Okay, the world events I want to keep up on, I want to keep up on the kid who's found a way to make energy out of the molecules in air so that there's free energy. The thing that I want to keep up on, I want to hear about every solar farm in America. I want to hear about the kids who on their own are planting hundreds of thousands of trees because we're going to destroy the rainforest. And so they're trying to do their best in urban places to replace the trees, at least some of them, that we are killing off. I want to hear about the young entrepreneurs. I want to hear about the kids who are taking up Mother Teresa's mantle and doing things for people, huge things, bringing medicine to folks who need it. I want to hear about all of those things. I want to get fed a diet of hope. As a human animal, when I hear depressing things, it steals my energy for the rest of my life. I wind up spending 20 minutes, half an hour of my life getting over 3 minutes of hearing how a bunch of kids and opera singers got killed because some asshole decided not just to take himself out, but to take a bunch of other people with him. I've been suicidal. When I was going to off myself, I was taking me with me. I have also been suicidal where I wanted to take other people with me. I know the difference in how you feel, and you are a coward when you want to take other people with you. I get to say that. I've been in that place, and I got myself out of it. I think that the news is a drug. I have listened to multiple beloveds say, but I just want to keep up on world affairs. And they sound just like the addicts to horror that they are. As far as I'm concerned, on a spectrum of understanding, it's a spectrum of taking in negativity actively because you're addicted to it. It's like people who stand around at an accident and stand and watch the accident. Are you helping drag people out of it? Are you making sure that cars get diverted? Did you make a call to 911? Is there something that you can do? Because if there isn't, then go away. Why are you standing there? Why are you taking in that negativity? Oh, so you can tell a story later? It didn't happen to you. Why is that glorious? Why do people watch horror films? Why are there 19 versions of CSI? Why are people being paid to sit down and drink a lot of coffee and maybe smoke a bone the size of my ass and come up with horrific ways out of the news to hurt people and then put it on the television so we watch it? And I watch that negative stuff. Although I watch it less and less because I realize that I'm an addict. I've been an addict. I've been, drinking a liter of alcohol a day and had to stop myself. I've been addicted to Percocet and stopped myself. I know what addiction feels like. And watching CSI over and over again and all of these negative shows, watching them over and over again and getting into all of the gory details about how these horrible people do horrible things to other people and really getting into it. Okay, I realize that I am actively choosing to take my energy, my precious, wonderful moments in my life that I will never get back. I am actively choosing to take those, not learn about how I can make a difference, not learn skills about negotiation or how to get myself out of a negative situation or how to think differently. I mean, yes, I'm addicted to Scandal. And that is not a positive show, except Olivia Pope is kind of sort of a black hat hero on a white horse. And I find myself doing things, just like I read my Honor Harrington books. I find myself learning how to do things differently from that. I actively go after being a better person by saying, oh, I hadn't thought about going about it that way. Now, her whole romance thing, I mean, I don't care. I love Tony Goldwyn, and that's just a whole codependent, crazy ass thing. It's just ridiculous. And I watch what she does. This woman that it's based on makes a difference in the world. She is powerful. She is a fixer. I am not at that level. I don't have those kinds of guts. And I do have things that I've done my fair share of working in alleyways and taking care of people. It inspires me. CSI, unless you plan to be a forensic person, CSI is not inspiring. It does not make you feel better. It's an opportunity to sit and have a cheap thrill watching a lot of gore. And what struck me really hard, there's a show that's out now. It's the CSI cyber thing. And I was thinking, okay, this one will have less blood. First episode that I see, it's about a guy who generates an accident on a roller coaster so that he can see the gore and then post it on a porn site for people who love accidents. And yes, that really does exist. There are people who get off on that, literally, on that kind of gore. And as far as I'm concerned, watching the news is a minor version of that. Here's the news. You want the negative news? Here it is. They're blowing people up somewhere for no reason. They're strapping bombs to kids and sending them out to blow up soldiers somewhere. They're shooting people for absolutely no reason somewhere. Some asshole is going to take down a plane full of innocent people for no reason. Okay, there's the news. You know what the news is going to be tomorrow night? Hit the rewind on this video and you can replay it tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Okay, so you've got the news. It's not that you can do anything about it. There's nothing for you to do about it. There are things your system, your central nervous system, your brain, your spine, your energetics, the meridians in your body start shutting down when you get that kind of hopeless. And then that affects how you relate to the people sitting at your dinner table. There's something you can do something about. Oh, wait a minute. Your kids, your dog. You can be depressed. Or you can choose to find things that are uplifting and watch those. And then you're happy at the table and you've got energy and you want to take care of yourself because you don't feel hopeless and helpless. I am so disturbed by folks who don't even know that they're addicted. It's like, oh, I've got NA. I got to go to NA. I got to go to Narcotics Anonymous. Why don't we have News Anonymous? 12 steps to get yourself off of watching the news. Because in you vote with your views and your dollars, just like they said that organics would never make it, and now Monsanto's running for its life because people don't care if your apples are ugly if they're organic. I remember reading that and saying, nobody wants to buy an ugly apple. People are not going to get apples that don't look gorgeous like this just because they don't have pesticides in them. Guess what, guys? That's not true. So now we get to vote just like we take care of our physical selves by eating organic when we can. Even Shaw's, even the regular grocery stores now have organic sections because they realize that people were leaving them and going to Whole Foods and they don't want to lose that business. Even though the other 98% of what's in the store doesn't have anything remotely resembling the second cousin twice removed monkey dry cleaner of an atom of real food and nutrition in it, there is 2% in the worst store. It may only be an organic bar in a mobile station's 24-hour store. There's good food available because people have voted with their dollars. And trust me on this as a Machiavellian marketer. If people all over the world, you want a challenge? I don't want you to dump water on people. I want you to stop watching the regular news for 30 days. Everybody stops doing that. Watch what happens. It's not putting your head in the sand. I mean, you have to watch the news if you're a political person, and that's what you do during the day. And yeah, tap into it once a month and have a synopsis and see what's going on in the world that's negative. Focus on the things where you can make a difference. Like the people at your dinner table. Like the animals that depend on you. Spend that half hour that you would spend getting yourself depressed, going up the street to the nursing home because you're next to a nursing home if you're in some sort of urban situation because we got nursing homes everywhere. There's some chick in there who hasn't had a visitor in 15 years. Go spend that half an hour with her. Not even every day. If you did half an hour with her once a week, you would get to feel like a hero instead of like a helpless person. And I'm not going to apologize for yelling. I'm just having, my mind is blown that perfectly rational, some of the sanest, most rational people, most loving people that I know are addicted to making themselves depressed. They have trained us. The bell goes off. You automatically get up out of your chair. You get in line. They've got us trained. We're dogs. We're fleas. Okay, I have to, let's say the languaging of the oppressor. You want to talk about the oppressor? Screw race. There's people inside my head telling me that I am less than because I won't watch the news. Because I'm not willing to make myself be helpless. They don't even have to do it. They just put it up. Let's watch people be horrible to each other and we'll film it and call it Survivor. We'll even put a label on it. Let's watch people be mean to each other. Let's watch people backstab. Let's watch the horrible things that people do and let's film it. And then we'll show it to people and they'll eat that instead of spending time with their kids or reading something that lifts them up or starting a business that will actually help them feed their families better or working out or whatever the positive thing is. Let's get them to stay on the couch and watch other people do stuff. Let's do that. And then there's I've had a hard day and I just want to do nothing with my brain. I get it. I do the same thing. I binge. I get on Netflix and I binge watching some show. I try and pick shows that inspire me to do stuff, and that's not just Super Soul Sunday by Oprah. Sometimes it's Lethal Weapon. You know, I want to watch bad guys eat shit big time because you know what? They don't eat shit in the news, and that's depressing. They get away with stuff in the news. So I like watching movies where they eat shit. I wish they weren't so gory. And that's why I watch fewer and fewer movies, because they get so explicit these days. Because people are inured to gore and pain. There's a wonderful show out there called Forever. And I can't watch it. Everything about the show is really cool, except they focus in on the guy peeling the skin off of cadavers. Why? That's not part of the story. Oh, except it gets people to watch it because people want to see the gore. People want the gore. They are training us to love it. That's one of the things that I love about Scandal, because Scandal, Huck, I adore Huck, because Huck talks about horror. Huck is horrifying. And I'm so sorry for the person who helped them create Huck's character. Whoever you are out there, I cry about you fairly regularly. I'm sorry that that was your life, or the group of you. I'm so sorry that that's your life, because I know that shit's real, because I talk to vets, and I actually have folks in my life who were black ops people. And I know that that's real, and I'm so very sorry. So I guess my point is this, and thank you for listening to my rant. I have a challenge. Stop watching the news for 30 days. And in the half hour or 2 hours that you normally spent making yourself depressed and making yourself feel small and helpless, find something to do that will empower you. That's my challenge. And I don't know if anybody will take me up on it. And if you do, please let me know. You know, I'd like to think that we can vote with our eyes, with our views. We can vote with our attention and say, what I'd really love is a return to TPN, the People's Network. I wish somebody resurrect that. It's the only time in this house that the television's been on 24 hours a day. We'd come in and it would already be spinning something positive. When I get famous and wealthy, I'm going to start another TPN, and I'm not going to make it some MLM that's dependent upon that in order to keep going. I'll figure something out. 24/7, this is to inspire you to make a difference and be a badass. Let's call it the BAN, because that's ban, that won't work. But the Badass Network. Something. This is to inspire you to make a difference, because anywhere you are, you can make a difference. And all of this negative television is designed to encourage you to forget that. We do not want people empowered. We, the whatever it is, you know, and I don't want people to think that I'm some conspiracy theorist, even though I am some conspiracy theorist. But there are people up there, I went to school with some of them at Harvard, who run things. Just like there's American apartheid. Yeah, you want to talk about negative stuff? You want to get upset about stuff? I've got a beloved who's got an Afrocentric name. And it's just hitting her because she wants to move in echelons that won't even look at her resume, because she comes with what they consider to be a warning label. Oh, well, we already know she's black. We don't even have to consider her resume. They are still talking about B and W in temp agencies. They have code. It's illegal. It's illegal for them to put your resume at the bottom of the pile because your name is Shaniqua, and they do it anyway so that when you call, they can say, oh, I have your resume right here. And then they're within the law. It's just that it's at the bottom of the pile over and over and over again. And I know this from people in temp agencies. All the little indignities. And it's suddenly hitting her. She has an ethno-neutral name as her middle name, and she has a labeling name as her first name. It's a gorgeous name. It shouldn't be an issue. And it's striking her that it is an issue. And I spent an hour crying last night for her, because that should not be true in 2015. And it probably is. My mother raised me to not have any accent. I don't talk like this all the time unless I'm really comfortable with people. That does not show up, and that was acquired. I was raised to speak with no ethnicity in my speaking in pattern at all. I was raised to put a T on the end of ain't, so that when I'm on the phone, no one knows what my ethnic group is. And I know that they don't know because I've arrived at places and I had a woman look at me and say, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were," and then corrected her face. No, she didn't know I was black when she talked with me on the phone. That's deliberate. It's so that I can get my foot in this modern door. That's something to pay attention to. That's American apartheid. Oh, let's beef them up and tell them that, oh, it's really great to have all of these African names. We just won't hire you. We can see on your resume that you are, so we know how to handle your resume, so we don't even have to let you in the door. That let's talk about that. Let's talk about that on the news. Let's get enraged about that because that's something we can do something about. Some jackass who decides to off an entire plane of people by taking himself out and taking them with him, I can't do anything about that. I can do something about loving on a beloved who may wind up shifting her name because we still live in a bigoted America. It's better than it was when my mom was growing up. It's still not there yet. That I can do something about. I can help a beloved who already is, Kelly Sparta, bless your heart, who is already super aware of shadow and light not being about bad and good, and say, did you think about the subliminals that they have in the world? Because I wake up in this brown skin every day in America. Let's take a look at devil's food, which is dark, and angel food, which is white. Let's talk about, boy, they were in a black mood. Okay, why is a black mood negative? You wind up doing neuro associations of darkness with negativity and lightness with positivity. And that's not okay because it shows up in other places. Let's fix that. Let's shift that. Let's work on those things. Let's have those conversations. Thank God for TED Talks. Thank God for TEDx. That makes it local. But all of those things, let's pay attention to that. You want to watch half an hour or something? Watch half an hour of TED. Get yourself informed. Have yourself feel like you can make a difference. And the thing about addicts, and this is what makes me so sad, when you tell them that they're an addict, they're like, well, I'm just going to say this way. This is my choice. If you're an addict, it's not a choice. It's not a choice, says the addict. I have an addictive personality. I sort of pick my addictions. I'm trying to pick positive addictions because that's about all I can do. When one of the first steps is admitting that you're addicted to whatever it is and then doing something about it. So, I am challenging people, please. 30 days, no negative news. You'll go batshit crazy in about a week. Or a few days. Where's your adrenaline rush? Where's the comfort of feeling helpless? Where's the comfort of feeling justified in how helpless you feel in other areas of your life? You're going to miss it. You really are. I suggest subliminals. Go to Inner Talk, best subliminals on the planet. They've got an ultra prosperity and success and positiveness one, or just pick one that helps you with something that you want to work on. Let's help each other learn the rituals and habits of empowerment, and that's empower hyphen MEANT, meaning to empower ourselves, actively going after empowering ourselves. Let's do that. Or, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to put it up. I'm sitting here in my nightgown in my room, and I'm heartsick about this pandemic of self-reinforced helplessness called the modern news. Please try and find a way to not do that and spend exactly that time doing something for yourself. It will be uncomfortable. It might even be painful. Please do it anyway. Because if enough of us do it, just like the organics took off, the news will change. I had a beloved tell me, well, it's okay because I watch the world news and they do a balance and a mix of positive and negative bullshit. They do enough positive stuff so that they can kind of keep you roped in. It's this thing. It's this thing. In sales, it's called the takeaway. There's actually a name for it. I'm going to get you all hyped up about the thing and I'm going to say, but this may not be for you. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's also called the velvet rope. Not everybody can get in. So I'm going to give you all this negative stuff and then I'm going to give you a positive thing so that you ride that a little bit. And then I'm going to take that away. I'm going to take away the thing that I want you to be addicted to. Literally, I'm going to make the positive the negative by taking that away, taking the negative away from you that I've been bombarding you with. Give you a little bit of positive, and then I'm going to go back to the negative. Because that's the habit that I want you to get on. That's the train that I want you to ride. And it's so crystal clear because I'm outside of it. And again, if you need to know what those things are that are horrible in the world because you're a politician who's going to go over there and make a difference, or you're somebody who's going to be inspired by it. There are some people who watch the news because they're into making a difference. And they're like, wow, that's a really bad thing. Let me come up with some sort of lie detector that every pilot has to go under before they get on a plane so we know which ones are going to go try and kill people. Let me come up with a real lie detector. That would be cool. If you're inspired by the news because into that kind of thinking, fantastic. Watch news until you puke. But if the news is not inspiring you, if it's not charging up your energy field, if it's not making you feel good, if it's not making you feel happy, if it's not making you feel like you can make a difference in the lives of the people who are immediately around you, the people who work for you, make your boss feel better, make you feel better, be kind to people on the street, be nice to your waitress. If it's not making you feel and do those things, then stop. Because you're a junkie for horror and for making yourself feel bad. You don't need to take the Xanax or whatever it is that you're taking to make yourself feel better if you stop taking the stuff through your eyes and your brain that made you feel like last year's dog shit in the first place. Ah! All right. That's my rant. I don't know how many of you made it to the end of this thing because it's been going on for half an hour. And if you did, and there are pieces of this that you want to, chop down and make into something that's, 2 or 3 minutes that people will watch, please do. I don't even know how to do it. I'm just putting this all up there and trusting that somebody out there might be someone out there who will think that this is worthwhile, that what I'm saying is worthwhile, and have them rethink what they do in their lives. I hope that that's true. And it may not be. And I'm going to put it up anyway. All right. For those of you who are still listening, thank you. There's going to be more of this coming because I got stuff to say and I can't edit it. I just, if it's worthwhile, you guys will. And, and it might not be. And I just might be delusional. And that's okay. And I'm going to put it up anyway. Because my heart hurts. And I need for my heart not to hurt. And it hurts because I'm not saying what I see about people and how they can be better and how they can feel more empowered and more blissful and happier. And I haven't been saying it, and I need to just say it raw, and y'all will edit it if it comes down to that. And if you do decide to edit it, please send me a copy of what you do, because that will let me know what you found important. And I would like that. I would like that. And I'm gonna start. I have my own page that I'm about to change, and I'm gonna put stuff up on it when people send it, because maybe that's the good news. Maybe I'm part of making the good news. I would like to think that. Okay. Anyway, I say this with love for the world. It's time for us to love on each other. Please. It isn't that my heart isn't breaking about all the horrors that are happening, because it is. It's that I can't stand feeling helpless, and so I need to make the difference that I can make. And I want to encourage you guys to please do the same in every moment, to the best of our ability, okay? Please. That's our story. Sticking to it.